Greetings and good afternoon to all the listeners and viewers out there on the Primal 4K app, Fit FM 96.7, Facebook, YouTube. Welcome you all to Primal Sports Center. I'm your host, Dale.
And I'm Kane the Shrub Watson, back again, same time, same place every week. And you know, we have a jam-packed show today, Dale. I mean...
Yes. You know, well, it's an interesting lineup we have this week.
Yeah.
All right, first of all, we're going to be speaking with Fabian Stewart as the president of Jamaica Hockey Association. You know that we created history on Sunday, qualifying for the Hockey Fives World Cup slated for next year.
Yeah, next year, 2024, in Muscat, Oman.
Yes.
Oman is a country, I didn't say woman, it's Oman. Yeah. We defeated Paraguay 5-2 to finish third in the qualification, but we'll have Mr. Fabian Stewart on to break that down further for us, and we'll say hockey doing big things, because, you know, we like to big up all the sports all across. So, you know?
Yep.
It's great things, doing great things in hockey.
We'll be speaking with track and field analyst Hubert Lawrence. You know, he will tell us what's going on in track and field, you know, things that kind of dormant in terms of participation. So we have a lot of questions for Hubert in terms of track and field, and we know that the trials is coming up in just about a week or two.
Yeah, the end of this month. Yeah.
The end of June. So very interesting. Also, you know, we can't leave out the sport that we all play. Table tennis is back in the news again.
Oh,
you know,
when were we ever out of the news?
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
we're always in the news.
So Max, Tina Knuckles,
yeah,
former council member from the Jamaica Television Association, will join us as well later on in the show. As we all know, here in Jamaica, that the elections was postponed during the week. So I guess
during the week or before?
I think
it was announced on Monday. I heard. But I mean, I don't. That sounds a bit.
A lot of people were blindsided by that. So I think Miss Knuckles have a lot to say about that. Also, Ingrid Graham will join us as well. She's she's running for president as well. So I know it should be an interesting interview. Yeah. You know, so
we have a jump-pack show that sounds like 4 interviews.
Very controversial things coming. A lot of things coming up later on in the show.
Give me a lot of work to do this week. 4 interviews, but hey, that's why we're here. Plus,
but you know, we have to go back in the week. You know,
recording in progress.
Big thing that happened for the week. Serbia is on top of the world. So we have to choose which one to talk about more, because we have the new crowning phenom in the NBA. Some people say he's the new face of the NBA, the best player in the NBA. A lot of people are throwing on accolades, being prisoner of the moments, but definitely dominant performance from Nikola Jokic and Denver Nuggets to claim their first NBA title early in the week on Monday. And just before that on Sunday, Novak Djokovic claimed his 23rd Grand Slam title, eclipsing the tie between him and Nadal at number 22. So now Djokovic stands alone at the top of most Grand Slams as a male athlete, male tennis players. So, I mean, where do we start off? Denver Nuggets or Novak Djokovic? Serbia. Which way was Serbia? Serbia is like 6.7 million people, and I mean, to see where they have probably the best basketball player in the world right now, and one of the greatest tennis players of all time, undoubtedly. Some have him as their GOAT.
Yes. Okay.
Some don't, but he's definitely not only in the conversation, but wow, it's hard to argue against him.
He's leading the pack, you know.
The numbers speak for themselves. Numbers speak for themselves. So number 23, and as the song goes, 23 like Jordan. So
exactly.
You know, 20, there are big things that. So yeah, but Denver Nuggets.
Well, as you predicted, it would have been what, 4-1.
Yeah,
so you got it right.
That's why they call me the Shrub. You
yes,
know?
It was a good match.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good match.
But even so, look at the scores of the games. 94, 89, 103 to 94, and scores like those that attest to regular season basketball and playoff basketball.
It's two different basketball. I think it's now clear to everybody that the game is officiated different in the postseason. It's obvious, you know. We're not seeing.
And even so, they let them play more.
That's exactly my point. You know, they're not calling the ticky-tacky fouls. You know, they let them play through contact more. And the game is more exciting, because I hate to see the ref get too involved in the game, you know. But it's interesting. I thought that this postseason was more physical than previous.
Yeah. And to see him said you score less points, and it's more interesting. That just shows that it's not only about goals, it's all about matchup defense to see where the game is being played, where it's just on that
tight.
competitive level.
Yes, tight and competitive.
Let me log in again.
Versus people just running around. Oh, wait, hold on a second.
Yeah, we haven't. Yeah, man. So I think they can have the regular season somewhat closer to the postseason. Just to make it a little bit more interesting during that time. I don't like to see scores at 150 and 170.
No, that.
Team scored 170.
It's a product that the NBA wants to give you. I mean,
Yeah, but
it's a business, you know. So at the end of the day, they get people watching.
Yeah, man, but we'll get back to that. Now we have the president of the Hockey Association here in Jamaica, Fabian Stewart. Welcome to Primal Sports.
Good afternoon, Mr. Stewart. You hearing us? Hello, Mr. Stewart. We can see you. We're not hearing you.
Audio. Yes, I was at the match on Sunday, Kane. Exciting. Jamaica versus Paraguay by the Mona Field.
You hearing us, Mr. Stewart?
Yeah, while he sort out his audio issues right there. Yeah, it was an exciting match. It's the first time I've actually watched hockey live. And, let me tell the people that it's hockey fives. It's not regular hockey. It's similar to, like cricket, you have T20. So that would be their T20.
By having less players on the field.
Yes, less players. Yeah.
But we wanted him to break that down more for us. And I guess that's a new thing coming up in hockey. But for us to qualify for the World Cup next year, I mean, defeating a country like Paraguay, these countries I know that invest a lot in their sports.
They have structure.
And they have structure. I mean, all the Latin America, not only in say hockey, but in lawn tennis, in table tennis, every sport. So
they're well organized and
for us
structured.
to get that commanding 5-2 victory over Paraguay, I mean, you said you were there, and I'm sure the atmosphere was electric. But I mean, kudos to the Jamaica Hockey's 5 team, and I guess from here on out till next year, where we compete in Oman, we will improve.
Of course.
And get better at it as it's a new format. And I mean, we're making inroads in sports because remember, I just attest this to our compared to tennis when we qualified for tennis, beating the likes of, was it Estonia? Estonia out here, and countries like these where we say they compete well and they have structure. They have structure.
I keep saying it. They have structure and we don't.
We don't. Because I mean, look at the likes of Croatia, that the same population as Jamaica, 3 million people.
Yeah.
2 World Cups. One Croatia finals 2018, semi-finals 2014. Being the likes of Brazil, we know is the linchpin in football. Is like samba. So for countries like these, and we are competing with them, that shows that we can go to that next level.
Yeah, we can.
But we have to continue. We have to break through and.
It's structure, Kane. It's
structure.
It comes right down to this. Like you have to be organized and structured, and you have to.
And I keep saying this, Jamaicans, we think that Jamaica is a sporting country. We just love sports and play sports, but sports is a business, and we have to have structure, not only in administration, but in terms of what we offer for the players, facilities, scholarships, payments. To compete at the best with the best in the world, we have to basically have a replica of what they do. Yeah. And it comes down to, as I said, one word, structure.
Yeah, it is structure.
Facilities. I mean, equipment.
One of the things that I don't like, whenever I do interviews, like when I return to Jamaica and I'm traveling with the team, I will come back and interview, and everybody talking about, boy, we have the talent. I'm the talent. Talent is overrated in modern day sports.
You're just born with talent.
Yeah, talent is overrated. And I keep telling them that it is the structure that is important. The system and the structure that you put in place, that is what is the most important.
And the interview we did last week, I remember the president of the Jamaica Table Tennis Association saying that back in the glory days.
Okay.
And a lot of people in other sports and in and around table tennis always say the glory days. Look at boxing. We were good in boxing.
Yeah.
We were good in table tennis.
Yeah.
And we asked ourselves, what happened?
Let me tell you what.
Did we drop off?
No.
I don't think we drop off. Other countries improve.
Yes.
Because they have structure and they invest.
I agree with you to a point. I think that we'll drop off a little bit, But the main thing is that other countries evolve.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. But I think we kind of
The
jump off a
handle
little
sports,
bit.
we handle sports like a business.
Yes,
So
yes, we
it
did.
shows that we are dropping off, but we're not really dropping off.
No, we're at the same point.
We're at the same point.
And that's why we keep talking about back in the days.
We're participating like part-time players because we'd have interviews with Garfield Jones. Remember why he stopped earlier in table tennis?
Of course.
So he was never a professional player.
Exactly.
Yeah, he played, got a little contract here and there, but not the likes of being a professional player.
Yeah.
And we are competing against professional
and
players.
we're seeing kids now. I hear people laugh at Puerto Rico and Dumrep, how they used to beat Puerto Rico and Dumrep. And I don't think they understand what Puerto Rico and Dumrep has been doing over the past 20 odd years.
Wow,
they have a
trust me.
school for table tennis.
Trust
where
me.
kids go to school
Yeah.
for table tennis at a young age.
And they have
They didn't have
systems
that
in
in
university.
1970.
No.
They did not have that in 1980. But they have that. They had that started off. That kicked off in about 2001.
They have kids in camps all year round.
Exactly. And the girl, what's her name?
Adriana Diaz.
She's top 20 in the world from Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
She's a product of that system.
Yeah.
That they started out in terms of the schooling and the whole thing.
I remember she was on the scene and she was probably like 7, 8 years old.
Exactly.
Just starting out and just
Yeah.
and within that
It comes down to the fact that these countries they start to invest in the sport and they took it to another level while we kept doing the same thing over and over. I tell you this again. We have some players and we have some coaches here generally and I think they're stuck in the 60s and 70s. And it's a reflection of not just in Jamaica.
Imagine if lawn tennis was played how it was played in the 60s and 70s.
That's one point I was going to make.
Our table tennis was played how it is played now.
And I said to them, you remember
any sport?
You remember 30 years ago, 100-meter race. Is a totally different technique in terms of the.
They're running 10-1 and you'll be like, wow.
Yeah, but look at the technique. When those guys used to come out of the blocks, they were upright right away.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson, you hear the gun, it just come upright. No, you have drive phase, you have different technical areas within. So is that totally
there you
different?
go.
Is that totally
In
different race?
Kramabuja Jr. running 9.9.
Exactly my point. So
Tobago running
do you think that
9.9.
happened to all sports? Every sport evolved.
Every sport.
And I'm seeing people. I don't want to get myself in any trouble still. But
leave that to Peter.
Leave that to Peter. But the point is, yes. But my point is, things are constantly changing.
Yeah.
And we need to acknowledge that we need to see that and we need to move with the times. I try to be ahead of the time.
Yeah.
If we can say it that way. Try to be ahead of the time.
I think the replica is there. Yeah. You hearing us, Mr. Stewart?
I am. You hearing me?
Yeah,
loud
man.
and clear.
That's
Glad to
great.
get the things working out on your end. And I mean, I guess the big news is we qualify for Hockey's Fives team in Muscat, Oman for next year's World Cup. I mean, you must be elated.
First of all, yes, go ahead.
No, man, I am. Definitely.
Yeah. Because I mean, as an administrator, to put in the work and see where that the product now is going forward and moving forward. Because remember, we interviewed you earlier last year and, you know, the whole pandemic and getting things in motion to the point now where you sort of bearing the fruits where you're seeing progress. The output is coming, is spreading the word, and hockey is doing big things. So tell us the inwards from where transition from the pandemic now to the stage where now things flowing, World Cup, hockey.
World Cup. I mean, when we had the discussion, we spoke about some of the things that we were doing. Right, the basis of this World Cup was set from 2017 thereabout with the junior team. We have about 5 guys, about 3 girls on the other side that participated in the first junior program that was held at the Junior Olympics that was held in that's a qualifier in Guadalajara, Mexico. So the groundwork for what is happening here was laid. We worked through COVID, and after working through COVID with this team and the mixture of some of the senior players, you're looking at the result.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me, so before we go on, a lot of people don't know that this Hockey 5 is somewhat of a new version of hockey. So give us like a breakdown of it.
Okay. Hockey fives is really almost what you call it, the T20
Yeah.
of like for cricket. I mean, it's a smaller field. The field is about quarter the size of the regular field. You have barriers around it like ice hockey. So the ball does not necessarily go out. It's a nightmare for goalkeepers. It's constant attack, constant entertainment.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you think about us, first the resources, it's 10, it's really 5 aside, but you have a goalkeeper. So you really have 8 players because you're mandated to have 2 goalkeepers.
Yeah.
And it's just fast, intense, and just a shorter version of the game, 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
It's sort of fit, but it's 20 consistent minutes.
Yeah, we know
So is it split in halves or is just 20 minutes worth of play?
No, it's split in half, 10 minutes a half.
Oh, okay.
Therefore, you can imagine from the word go, you can shoot from, what is considered the half line, and you're shooting from anywhere. The ball doesn't go out. The goalkeeper. So it's just entertainment.
Yeah. So I would expect more goals. A 5-2 score line. I'd expect more goals in that format.
No, the thing about it is that it's still hockey. It's still a challenging game. Unfortunately, I dare say, along the way, we made some mishaps, and a few teams have made some mishaps, and the scoreline was 10-1, 10-2 with some of the bigger teams. So
how do you make changes during hockey's fives? Do you have timeouts and then you get people in? Because I'm sure for the 20 minutes, it's not the same 5 players out there.
No, absolutely not. And it's really you maximize the run time of a player, but there are strategies. So therefore, you don't necessarily want to attack or make changes when you don't have the ball. So there is a coordinated way in which you make the changes, but it's consistent. And each player going on must have and is very clear on what his role, his or her role is. So, it's just consistent, on and off, to maximize the intensity of your play.
Okay, so what's next for the male team? I guess they'll be preparing for the World Cup next year. So what's next on the agenda?
All right. Well, the last time I came, I spoke about the 2-in-1 that we're doing. The 5s, which the males have qualified for, the females, unfortunately, were 5th, but we saw improvement up on one thing after the other. We now have the CSC games. That's the 11-a-side version that we're going to now. So we have altered a little bit. We're concentrating on the CSC because the CSC is the qualification for the Pan American game. But right now and immediately after and even during, we are trying to set up that playbook to really compete at a World Cup level. So you're talking about
Argentina. Those countries.
Trying to know to see, there are certain countries that have invited us already. Trying to see how we can set up the budget to get the level of resources to ensure that the guys have the games that they need en route to Oman.
Oman, okay. So CSC is up next. When is CSC games?
The team literally leaves Friday the 23rd for the Dominican Republic. So they said
that is a qualifiers for the Pan Am Championships. So I guess you'll be back with us in 2 weeks to tell us how the CSC games went. Because I mean, the momentum is going on, and I'm sure the spirit is well in the camp. So from qualifying for the 5 sides, transitioning that now to the 11 side, the spirits must be high. And I mean,
so what about sponsors? What about? I'm sure you will need sponsors to for the preparation phase for these guys leading up to the World Cup.
Definitely, and that is why we're speaking about the particular type of approach in terms of the plan going forward. The idea is that we have to get with the coaches and the coaching staff to see what they require, but we're having discussions with not just the government, but with any corporate entity that wants to look at Brand Jamaica going into that region. So, I mean, for me, I look at sponsorship, because sports is a business, at some level of return on investment for the sponsor. So we're looking for those companies that want to have some level of return on investment based on our aspect of brand Jamaica, so that when we're going into Oman, we're going in there to compete, but certainly being sponsored by individuals that will get some return on investment along the way.
And I think I was there at the match, and I think the Hockey Fives is a very, very exciting.
Yes.
As you say, end-to-end action. So I think you can definitely get more people out watching hockey, and once you have the people, you'll have the sponsors, you know. But all the best, and I hope the guys really perform.
We stay in tune and be watching CSC results as well, and all the best for the CSC games coming up.
I really appreciate it, man, and thank you very much.
Congratulations. Yeah, man.
When is the habit? We're working on it.
All right, no problem. All right, thank you, dear Mr. Stewart. Thanks,
Mr. Stewart. Yeah.
All right, that is the hockey president, Fabian Stewart. You know, I take it. It was a good.
I can imagine. I'm trying to picture it.
The only thing now we just need surrounding stands. You know.
Yeah, because I see highlights of it on Instagram.
Jamaica was dynamic.
I mean, to always.
I'm sorry.
That's bad on your part.
Yeah, man. All right, now let's welcome track and field analyst Hubert Lawrence. Welcome to Primal Sports.
Good to be here. Thanks.
Yes. As we know, the track and field season is in full gear, and I mean, no better person to speak to than a top analyst, and we're looking forward to the season. And I guess the next up is the Jamaica trials.
Yes.
And we are here talking in studio and saying, we don't see this person, we don't see that person.
Anybody really?
I mean, so we want to know what's going on in the track and field world. First of all, for our Jamaican athletes.
Well, I was at hockey all of last week. Was lit. Should have been there. Great occasion. And number two, condolences to the family of Jimmy Richards, late to rest last week. Daddy Rich part of the TT family for years and years and years. Top man. Track and field is brilliant right now. Bouncing, lively. Last week was the NCAA championship. That's the Intercollege Champs Division 1 in the States. Hubert, Lemonius, Nugent, Stoner came second in the discus. So track and field is alive and
Smith.
These young Akila Smith and
we're leading,
Smith, Hubert and Kerry McLeod, all coached in Jamaica by Jeremy Delissa, and now doing very well. Delissa at Kingston College, like Fabian Stewart and you guys, all doing very well on the college circuit. And the hope is that they will be able to come to the Nationals July 6th to 9th and make the team there and carry on until late in August. It's difficult sometimes, but Hubert, for example, has only jumped in 7 meets this season. And pretty often, they nicknamed him at Arkansas, one jump Hibby. It doesn't take all 6 jumps per competition. So he's coming very fresh. And I have a high hope for him. He'll be able to carry his level all the way out until August. Who's missing? So Jamaica is healthy. Racers Grand Prix, 44.75 by Antonio Watson, 44.90 in second place. So we're pretty good. The area you're worried about is the women's 100 in particular. Elaine hasn't run, Thompson Hero hasn't run since April 14. My info is that she's training really hard to when she does come out, she comes out at a high level. Shelly and Fraser Price, she announced this week she's going to come to the Nationals. Doesn't have to. She's defending world champion. Sharika, defending world 200 champion. They don't have to run the Nationals in those events. But Shelly, maybe short of races because of knee injury incurred in Kenya, is coming to the Nationals, maybe other meets as well. Sharika, the last 2 races, starts not quite so good, but saw a note on Facebook yesterday, says she's very fit. She's run 10.76 this season for the 100. So of the big 3, Jamaica 1, 2, 3 in Tokyo, 1, 2, 3 last year in Eugene. Sharika is the person who is, we can see from week to week, is fit and racing. So
racing on the circuit.
I'm not sure that the young brigade is as yet ready to go and go toe-to-toe with Mary Josie Talu, look really good in Oslo. I'm not sure. I'm sure they're going to be great by the following year and through 2028. Tina Clayton's, Kemba Nelson has had some injuries, coming back now.
Kevona Davis.
Kevona Davis looked really good at college for Texas. Third in the 200, in the 100 final. I think she might be closer to the world-class line in the 200 than some of the younger ones on 100 meters. But it's an investment, and I think they're going to be good from year to year to come. On the men's side, Seville, fourth last year in Eugene, but injured, couldn't run the races. Precautionary move by legendary Glenn Mills to protect him from himself. They've been trying to make him stronger and stronger, but still clearly some work to be done. I think it's a great season. I mean, this is the parochial Jamaica situation where some of our events, the long jump is good, the discus is good, the veterans, Dacus, the youngsters, Stoner, Michael is in great form. Michael is in great form. At the NCAA champion, high jump, Romain Beckford, who was Buff Bay to South Florida, NCAA indoor champion this year, outdoor champion. Still has to jump 232. That's the high jump qualifying world champ standard to get in. If not, and they don't have 32, then they pick the people further down who qualify. So hopefully he will qualify. Jamaica doesn't have a great record in the high jump. Christoph Bryan is here jumping very well. Sean Wilson is jumping very well here. They all need to go 232 to qualify. But I think we're on our way to having high quality in the high jump as the years go by. So those men, there are 3 or 4 of them together. And I think out of that is going to come a top-class Jamaican high jumper in the years to come. Lamar Disting won indoors, lost the outdoor title last week. But hopefully that's just a hiccup in what should be a good season for her. So the high jump is an event where Jamaica is going to add to what we have in sprints and hurdles. And in the hurdles, wow, no Brittany Anderson. No Brittany Anderson. But you saw Nugent last week looking like $1 million, won the NCAA championships, going away from a top-class field. And I think when you add to that the veterans, Tapper and Williams, and when Anderson comes back,
Young Kerika Hill.
There's no relay team for the sprint hurdles.
Yeah, because Young Kerika Hill is looking good too, even though she had a miss up in the races, but she's...
Family Kane, when you miss the 100-meter team, but in the final, you travel.
Yeah.
When you miss the sprint hurdles team, they carry 1 alternate, and the rest have to buy a big screen TV. It's rough.
It's rough.
And because the quality is so high, you could run 12.5 and miss that team.
Miss out. 5 used to be the national record.
I remember when Michelle Freeman and Delaware Enniston had the record at 12.52. Not that long going live.
Bridget Fastelton was right there. Racina Golden Clark, everybody was running 12.5, 12.6.
Bridget took it down to 12.42. So here we are now where you've got to run that fast to be sure to make the team. So I think the picture is quite bright. When I get up from this, I head for the stadium. Entered 3 times on the list is Boajian Crewmate, 999 man. He's running his first race since Carifta when he pulled in a light drizzle and a cool evening. And we're going to see what he looks like.
And even so, the men's hurdles is tough as well. To me, that is even tougher.
I haven't seen too much of Omar McLeod, the world and Olympic champion. He's the person who's done everything first for Jamaica. First Olympic champion, first world champion, first world indoor champion, Jamaican record holder 12.90. But if you have Hansel Parchment, if you have Ronald Levy, and if you had Broadbell, who right now is a Jamaican #1, then you have a fine team. And Lemonius won the NCAA championships. The last Arkansas man to win that is 2015 Omar McLeod. So it's a good sign for Lemonius, who is JC to Arkansas. So I think that's another event. And I didn't mention Orlando Bennett. Saw him at hockey on the weekend.
Tyler Mason.
And Tyler Mason literally back from the dead.
Damian Thomas. I mean.
Olympic semifinalist, world junior champion 2018 in front of Bennett. So I think we have even though Andrew Riley has retired, We have a nice group of men's sprint hurdles. And again, there's no sprint hurdles 4x hurdles.
Yep.
Once you miss the team, you watch it on TV. That's
and
tough.
the hurdles is a tough event. It's a tough event because one clip of a hurdle can cost you.
I've just watched Lemonis' NCAA championship win. I watched it this morning, last week. He hit 9 of the 10 hurdles, but he hit them in such a way that they fell straight in front of him and didn't impede his progress. He ran 2:13.2s, and I think he now is one of the people. He was 4th in that 2001 trial, missed the team. I think he's one of the people who now is going to press the veterans, and if they don't take care of business, he will put them in trouble. He's coached by the same guy who coached Omar McLeod at college at Arkansas, Doug Hayes. So that's the inside news for him.
Okay. All right. What's the update on our quarter miler Bloomfield, Akeem Bloomfield?
Bloomfield changed coaches. He was at Tumbleweed. You know, Tumbleweed is having some trouble. That's Brittany Anderson. She's hurt, stepped out for the year. Bing Tang Su, the Chinese sprinter, he has stopped this season early. DeGrasse left there, so to Jimmy Lee, Daryl Nita. So that's Tumbleweed. That's Chris Taylor's club as well. So that's an issue. So we'll have to wait to see. He's now with Sanjay Air in Florida. One of the things that you get an impression of with Akeem Bloomfield is that while he has the wheels, the speed into the 43s, he's not sure in his head if this is his event.
He wants to do too.
And so hopefully Sanjay, who ran the event for Jamaica at the high level, will be able to get him comfortable to be a 400-meter runner. Akeem oodles of speed and ability, but has to make his mind up that the 400 is his event. I spoke to Neil Harrison, who coached him at Kingston College, and Neil Harrison mirrored that sentiment about Akeem. Ability is not his problem. Speed is not his problem. But he just has to stay healthy and put in a committed block of training that would use his ability the best. So if he is there in top shape, then 44.75 ready, Antonio Watson, I think Akeem will run much faster and that his best is 43.9 for number 2 Jamaican all time. I think we have a nice 4x4 growing for this year, even without Chris. Akeem is there. Rasheen McDonald having a great season again compared to, he has bad back issues. He seems to have solved those running good in 200 and 400 this season. So hopefully we can put together Jaheel Hyde, 48.5 for 4 hurdles. So it's a nice group for 4x4 this year.
All right, Hubert. Thank you very much. Thanks for that update. I know you can go on and on, boy. There's so much information, but
I guess after the trials, we'll know who will be there, and then know.
I give you one more. Oslo, 46.52. Karsten Varholm, his first race of the season.
Wow.
Watch that space.
Wow. No, well, we know he's like a Superman. So
King man, just watch that space. Watch that space.
Yeah, that man is
he's nuts. An android.
Yeah. He's supernatural.
All right. All right. Thank you, Hubert. Thank you very much for that update.
All the best.
Thanks, Hubert.
We go live from Peru now. Peru.
Good. Well, live from Peru, qualifying for the CAC, Shamar Britain, Guyana's #1 player. Tell us, how was the match? Tell us, Britain, what's going on there?
Oh man, I'm good, man. I'm good. The match was super intense. If you guys have been following, I actually lost to the guy just the day before. I lost to him 4-2, my first match here. And this match being a qualification match, I was down 10-6 in the 6th.
Wow.
3-2, 10-6.
Who you're playing again? Tell us.
Julian Ramos from Colombia. Colombia #1 player.
Yeah. So down 10-6 in the 6. I mean, I guess you just let it rip.
Yeah, you know me, kid.
Yeah. I'm sure your coach there in the background just saying, let it go.
Yeah. If you lose swinging.
Yeah, you gotta lose swinging, right? Which is right. So you're now qualified for the CSC games along with
the Pan American game.
Pan American. My bad. I'm stuck. I don't know. I'm stuck on CSC. That was from the previous interview. My bad. So Pan Am games, and Also, Tyrese Knight qualified as well yesterday. I saw an Instagram
today.
page.
Today Tyrese qualified. The match just before me, and it was a true inspiration. If the way Tyrese played battle back against Venezuela from 2-0 down, and then today against Samuel Vargas. I mean, there's no secret that Dominican Republic always very strong. So to see a fellow English speaker, Tyrese, come back and was convincing against Samuel. I mean, if you asked me before the match, would have won, I would have told you Tyrese would win easily because I saw the work that Tyrese been putting in the last few months. Me and him been training together in California at 888. So when I saw the work he was putting in, I know he was nobody was stopping him today.
Yeah.
So both of you from the English speaking.
Yeah, well, you know, we represent for the English speaking because we're up against Latin Americans. We're always
we always team up.
We have to team up, so to say, because usually ahead of us. But to see both of you guys now, I mean, you beat Colombians, Venezuelans, Dominican Republic, top players to qualify for the Pan Am Games, and I mean that just shows once you put in the work, hey, the sky's the limit. So next up is the Pan Am Games. When is the Pan Am Games?
Next up is CAC Games. Next week.
Next week, I'm out of the loop. I don't know. They have me retired over here. You know? They put me in retirement. Peter and his friends. Yeah.
And any female qualifiers from the English speaking?
Yeah, Ryan Chung qualified yesterday.
Nice.
Oh, she's back.
Yes, she's back. Chelsea has a chance to qualify tomorrow as well. Chelsea's playing Paraguay in a qualification match tomorrow. So hopefully we get two women in the
two and two females. Yeah, nice. Always representing. Yeah.
All right, Shamar. Thank you for that update.
Yeah, man.
And congrats.
Keep swinging. Even no matter what the score. Yeah.
Always singing.
All right. Big up. Always representing.
National player there from Ghana, Shamar.
Qualifying live from Peru. Imagine being down 10-6, 3-2, 1 match point. I mean. Yeah. It shows a lot of metal, and I said
he's a fighter though.
Yeah,
Shamar Britain, he's a fighter.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Good
Tyrese Knight defeating Samuel Galvez 4-0 former Caribbean Championship out of Damrep to qualify for the Pan Am Games as well. To see those two, as I said, they were training in California and putting in the work. So I mean,
Shamar is from Guyana,
and
Tyrese
is from Barbados.
Ryan Chung is from Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah. And tomorrow.
We didn't send a team, Peter. We did not send a team.
Peter, you know what happened to Jamaica?
Yeah, but that's good. That's a good showing.
Yeah.
And I'm always happy to see our Caribbean friends qualifying because we know how tough it is already out there.
To go in the beats like Venezuela, Colombia, Damrep, to qualify for the Pan Am Games, to play the bigger boys like Brazil, Argentina. Yeah. So I mean, you're on the right track. Yeah, you put in the work. I said we need to refute this talk about talent.
No, talent.
We know the talent is there. There is no doubt all over. Because I know these guys, they're basically juniors to me, and I see them coming up. And I mean,
the structure.
I see ones that are equal to them. Some may even have been better than them. And once you put in the work, and then back in with the investment, you reap rewards.
Why is it that Jamaicans feel like them have the most talent in the world? You know, I was here, Jamaica. I'm going to say, when you going to Africa,
human beings are talented.
When you go to Africa, go to the smallest African, I'm sure they're more talented than Jamaicans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This talent is so overrated.
Yeah.
It is overrated.
Yeah.
I say we feel like we're more talented than the entire world. Look at Africa. Look at what those guys go through, how they live their life.
They're always up against it.
Obviously, come on.
I mean, so structure, investment. I mean, hard work. So I mean,
because even what if persistent to
what if someone is more talented than somebody else?
Hold on. Look at Stephen Hilton. Stephen Hilton is our greatest. We call him our GOAT in table tennis. Yeah. And a lot of the Caribbean people would second me on that. In terms of
Stephen Hilton is
an all-time great in terms of Caribbean. Stephen defeated a top 5 player in the world, Michael Appleton, who was European champion at the time.
Yeah.
You know, so Stephen is no joke. And Stephen wasn't the most talented player.
No.
Stephen was just a hard worker.
Or even the most athletic player.
Stephen is not athletic.
Yes. Not the most athletic.
But in comparison to a Garfield, to a Michael Hyatt, to a Colin, Stephen was nowhere near these guys in terms of athleticism.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And talent and all of that. So talent is overrated.
But you need talent.
No.
But then again,
you need talent. Yes.
I think everybody has some talent in them.
Yeah, you need talent. You need talent, but in this day and age, it's system and knowledge.
Talent is probably like 10%.
Exactly my point.
If so much.
Exactly.
Like 10%.
Exactly.
Versus back in the golden days, talent is basically probably 90%. Oh, talent carry through.
Yeah, because these guys were probably working at restaurants and different places, fire station, and come on.
Yeah. Come and play, part-time play.
You remember Desmond Douglas said he was working and just go take up him racket and go win and beat a European champion.
Yeah.
You know, so back in those days, obviously, yes, talent would have had more. You can put more value to it because people weren't being professionals at that time.
Yeah. All right. Well, up next is the next interviewer online.
Yes, so we have now. Yes, we're going back to the business of table tennis here locally in Jamaica. We see that the elections, the AGM that was what was supposed to be today, was postponed during the week, and I think we have one of the candidates, one of the persons going up for the presidency online. So, welcome to Primal Sports, Ingrid Graham, and also Knuckles, former council member of the Jamaica Table Tennis Association. What was it in 2017? 2018 underneath Mr. Lotian presidency.
God for Lotian.
Welcome to Primal Sports. I'm sure you guys have a lot to say, so let us start off with start off with Miss Knuckles.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, so here today to discuss the postponement of the election and how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
When was the election slated to take place?
This election was slated to take place today, the 17th of June.
Yes.
And it's postponed to when?
Well,
there's no
at this
date.
point we do not know. It's indefinite.
Okay.
There was a meeting, an SGM that was held in April. The two topics that were discussed at that SGM were to announce, to come to terms with when this general election would be. So we were there to discuss and to also make amendment for the extension of the clubs that were not in good financial standing with the association. So coming out of that SGM, we agreed that the AGM would take place today, the 17th of June. Earlier this week, we were informed by media, by way of the Gleaner, that it would not be taking place.
Is that within the Constitution? Is that legal, or what's the issue you have with the postponement of the election?
The issue that we're having with the postponement is that constitutionally, the election should have been held from February of this year.
So this is not the first postponement?
It is not the first postponement.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. Yes, 1 second.
Ms. Graham, you can continue from there.
Okay, hi.
We can have the dialogue at the same time.
Because I guess both of you guys are disgruntled about another postponement of the elections of the JTTA.
Yes, and as Ms. Knuckle mentioned, the meeting was supposed to have taken place on February 25th, 2023 this year, to which we got a WhatsApp message on February 8th stating that it would be postponed until March 11th. Later on, after that, there was another meeting to which Ms. Knuckles made mention of that took place on April 15th. That took place April 15th, where we met to decide, as she said, read the date of the meeting and the extension for the council member. That meeting was, however, extended until today, June 17th, to which another WhatsApp message came out. Another WhatsApp message came out advising us that the meeting will be cancelled until basically further notice because they have not received the financial, the audit report. But it's kind of contradictory in the sense that Mr. Luce is from the previous body for, I think, 2020. But when I looked into it, 2020 was COVID and the entire world was shut down. So how?
Yes. Hold on a second. You're saying that they wanted the president, Mr. Angelou, wanted an audit report for 2020 to 2021.
No.
Yes, he indicated that the auditors wanted to audit the association for the period of.
And your claim is that in 2020 was COVID, so we had no activity.
The entire world was shut down. The entire world was shut down, and hence going back to Mr. Lu's statement dated June 12, 2020.
Okay, so is it that during that period of 2020 to 2021, was the JTT receiving funding from SDF?
No, I think funding was suspended based on the court hearing, which
non-activity.
took place.
Okay.
Right. No.
Non-activity. There was a non-activity period.
With Mr. Lu's team and Mr. Lotian's team, to which that came to an end in 2021, to which right after Mr. Lu didn't even extend the date, he went straight into the election. So no other affiliates got a chance to send in any nomination or pay any fees. Hence the waiver that Mr. Lu has given for 2021, because a lot of clubs did not get a chance to come in and pay. He didn't extend it as he did now to drag it out at the end of the day. So as I was saying about the statement that he released June 12, 2023, it's an excerpt from it that states that we might have to do is to go ahead with the unaudited financial statement and have the AGM, which I don't want to stretch out. We could have the AGM, the election without the audited statement, but then he's saying no, he wants audited statement. He's waiting on it, which is gonna go longer. We don't know exactly when this meeting is gonna take place or when is it we are gonna get this financial audit report.
It sounds very confusing. So what is the next steps? The next step for the members, the affiliates. What's the next step?
Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Seeing that the AGM is postponed right now, what measures can be taken to hasten the AGM or even be taken against the members that are involved right now? Because this business at table tennis is ongoing. As I said, it was postponed from February to March, as I'm trying to follow. From March now to June. We're basically in the middle of the year. And last week, the president came on. He has national slated for August. I didn't hear him say anything about any other tournaments. But on the agenda of table tennis, the business of table tennis needs to be sorted out. And the parties that are running against the president now, where do we go from here to get this business in motion?
May I say something, please?
Go ahead, Ms. Knuckles.
My problem with this postponement, one of the statements that he made, if you look in it, he said that it will be discussed at the earliest possible time. He said, the earliest possible time they will meet to discuss the auditing.
Yeah.
Now, at the SGM, right? At the SGM, he indicated to us that the auditing report will be ready even before today. We were the one that says to him that no, let us give them a week in case they don't ready, you understand, in time. So he wanted to keep the AGM a week before today.
So, and even so, with this postponement, nothing has been said about when it will be.
No. It is postponed indefinitely.
So in other words, you're trying to say that the association is in breach of the Constitution?
They are in breach of the Constitution. And when he called the SGM with us, in my opinion, he knew before.
Can we get Mr. Lou and the producer, can we get Mr. Lou to join this forum, please?
He knew before that there would not be an AGM today because based on his own words, there is no auditing going on. There's no auditing of the association. He cannot name the auditors right now.
Okay.
Who are the auditors?
What I get from this is that
it's a big secret.
What I get from this is that the people that are in the position that they're in are not putting the business of table tennis at the utmost forefront to get this thing going. Because to me, it just keeps pushing back. As I said, the AGM, the audits, the books, everything is just being pushed back, and deadlines aren't being met, and nobody is coming forward or even facing consequences. So
yeah, we have asked many.
You're breaking up. We tried to reach the president, no answer. But so as I said to you before, what is the next step? There
what
must
is
be
next
a next step.
There must be something that is going to happen.
Constitutionally, what is the next step? Yes, she's going to explain to you.
Oh.
Hello?
Yeah, we have a problems right there. Yes, Ms. Knuckles. So Constitution, you got to tell us the next step, because I think this is going to just keep dragging out.
Yeah. It's not like we can go in the middle of the road.
Go ahead real quick. We have 2 minutes.
In response to that, Mr. Watson and Mr. Parham, basically the next step would be there is a clause inside there, I think section, and it's J for the SGM. I soon tell you the number, I just put the documents back in. But it states that
I think basically what she's saying, no, we should be taking a we can go ahead and do a conveyed by either the management council.
You're breaking up. Hold on, you're breaking up.
We have no confidence in the current, as far as I'm concerned, we have no confidence in the current administration.
You're breaking up. Go ahead, Ms. Knuckles.
We have no confidence at this point in time in the current administration.
At this point in time or before this point in time as well?
Well, even before this point in time, but this concludes everything. This is telling us.
This is the final straw.
So what is the final gather members? Are you guys going to gather members? What is the next step?
Yes, that's what we're
going to get placards.
We will be sending a letter to the GenSec. Sign. It will be a petition signed by at least 10 clubs from the affiliate list, requesting a special meeting so we can move the motion to move ahead. In this meeting, we'll outline various aspects of what we want to address at the meeting.
Okay, and when will this be done?
We're hoping for the earliest possible time by Saturday. The letter should be out by Monday. Getting the petition signed over the weekend, and then submit the letter to the GenSec, to which we haven't had much correspondence with any of the GenSec. So what I did, I've been calling around since this morning. So Miss Sinclair Lim did say that as far as she's concerned, she is the GenSec. So I will be addressing it to her, and they need to approve the meeting so we can move ahead. There's no reason for them not to approve the meeting.
It sounds like it probably needs to go.
All right, well, you guys have to keep us posted. We'll also try to get the president at a later date. But thank you guys.
All right, you're welcome. Thanks.
All right, Ms. Knuckles, Ms. Graham.
Okay,
so
thank you.
Yeah, it's turmoil again. In
This,
table tennis.
this sounds like it needs to
You
go up
know-
the chain a ladder to go to the Ministry of Sports.
Listen, they should do like a little TV show, you know. I think it's
Table tennis.
yeah, the TT, they have a group there. They should have like a reality TV show.
Soap opera.
I wonder if I'd be a part of the show.
Yeah, it's
I make a
very-
guest cameo appearance. Yeah.
But this word.
But the thing is,
but
nothing-
This word unity, Ken. Unity.
But even
Everybody
so,
say
no
unite.
table tennis, no table tennis being
this
played.
real?
It's just you're talking about the business, and even so, there's no table tennis really being played, and it's just I don't even know.
It's tragic. It's
tra-
tragic
it's-
that
yeah, it's
our
tragic.
best player,
Yeah.
sitting at this table, as well as Kane is also here. Kane is also here as well.
Yeah.
But we are here talking about administration, this administration, that, and our counterparts are playing Panam qualifiers right now,
That's my point.
and we are here talking. We're sitting here talking, getting fat. Especially some of us.
Good lad, good lad,
And
good lad.
we're not, there's no table tennis being
It's
played in
muscles,
Jamaica. There's
it's
no
muscles.
tournaments. There's nothing. People fighting over these positions. Ah,
And
boy.
these players that are in the qualification panel are players that I've been told in my career.
Some baby.
No, Peter.
A joke, I'm joking. All respect to my Caribbean counterpart. But it seriously is galling.
Yeah.
It's galling.
That we can't get the opportunity
It's
to compete.
galling that you might not like to hear this, but we have talented people here. And guess what's in the way? Administration. We don't know
But
how
Peter,
to organize ourselves.
But Peter, is that new? Is that anything new?
I see new things. I see new things. It's gotten to a new
Table
got
tennis,
the next-
no-
a new level.
Yeah.
At least Garfield Jones got the chance to try to move upwards.
Yes.
Never get no chance. Never get no chance.
I see your
so
point. I see
that's
your
where I'm
point.
coming from.
I see your point. I understand.
That's where I'm coming from.
Even in my
It's-
prime.
There's something called minus.
Rian Chung in Trinidad,
Yes.
her association went all the way to France to send her to go and play. And in fact, when she qualified, the first thing she did, she thanked the administration.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is being
It's news to
allowed the
me.
opportunity to compete for your country.
So we need to have an administration. We need to get it together in order for the rest of the sport to move along.
Yeah. But I mean, the ladies that came on a while ago, they have a lot more to say. But
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, we
time
don't
didn't
have the
permit.
time. We don't
I
have the
tried,
time.
by the way, just for fair play, I tried to get Andrew a while ago. It's a short notice.
Yes,
and we'll get him back to tell us why. Because Andrew was on here with us Saturday.
Yes.
Last
And on
week.
Sunday, I saw in the Gleaner that elections were going to be postponed. When did he find out?
Yes.
Well,
we had a
weren't
lot
not-
of questions.
I need to know. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, before we go to sports commentary,
Are you still
again,
having commentary? Or?
yeah, I mean,
we're gonna have
some people look forward to the commentary, Peter. People call me and tell me, say, yo, Peter, on the commentary, But so, again, before we go to the commentary, big up the listeners out there, Fit FM, on the WhatsApp. I mean,
People want to
Primal
call us,
4K
yeah.
app. I mean, the callers are waiting. Facebook. I mean, the show must go on. I want to thank you. Keep listening, keep tuned. I know it's time for sports commentary.
Yeah.
The controversial
Well,
ball.
listen, guys. Greetings, everyone. In future, I'm gonna ask for a theme song. You must have some introductory music when I come on. But I mean, I didn't plan to start with table tennis, but I must say, elections are put off again. There's a fight going on over voting lists again. There's a fight going on over clubs versus people voting. And the idea you introduced, sir, I have to give credit to, because the people who want to put in a president or put in an administration should get a voice. All of this fight is over these lists, and these clubs and who gets to vote. Why are we so afraid of the voice of the people? There's a little Latin that I speak. I speak 14 languages, but Latin is one of them. Vox populi, vox Dei. In Latin, it means the voice of the people is the voice of God. It means to say, if you want to know who to lead, let the people vote.
Yeah.
What is with all these
You
clubs
can
and
say
so
it
on?
for me
I will
again?
put this in Vox populi, vox Dei. I did Latin in first form, and hence my thing. If in Spanish, el voca del gente es el voto de el voca Dios. That's Spanish as well. Give it in Chinese the next time. But listen, man, you ever watch these boxing fights and they say somebody's O has got to go? Hal Grimson O has got to go. Coach Hal Grimson has not won a single match since becoming coach of the Reggae Boys. I watched Jamaica play against Qatar. Qatar is some foreign workers and maybe 100,000 people, right? I think the three of us, if we can find 7 other people, could beat Qatar. And Jamaica could not beat Qatar. When I saw the game going on, sorry. All respect Al Grimson. When I saw the game going on, I said to somebody on Twitter, people can go look it up. The only way Jamaica will score is if we get a penalty. And guess what? We got a penalty. So we went 2-1 with Qatar. And if we got 2 more penalties, we might have had a chance. But I mean, I saw no way. I saw Whisper looking a little thing, and you say he's the most threatening player on the field. I disagree. He's the most threatening Jamaican on the field. All Qataris look way more threatening than Jamaicans. Mr. Holgrimson has not won a match for Jamaica yet, you know.
Yeah, he's waiting on the Gold Cup.
I don't see a plan. And I'm saying this concept of having a bunch of people playing and then a next bunch of people will play the serious games.
Yeah.
I don't think that will ever work in any language. And Coach Holgrimson, no, nobody has said it yet. I was the first to call for Whitmore to be sacked. Holgrimson, wait for my call. All right. Listen, man. Some time ago, when Nadal won number 22, I said that he's now the GOAT. And by the same token, if Mr. Djokovic won 23, which he did, on a surface for which he's not even known, on a surface which he's not even accustomed to. In fact, he played the number 1 player in the world and made him look rather, it was a good game, but he couldn't stay pitch for pitch. It's like you're driving a BMW X5 and somebody in a Pro Box comes up next to you. Eventually the Pro Box is not going to stand the race. And that's what happened with Carlos Alcaraz. Djokovic is now the GOAT, greatest of all time. And I'm not counting the women's thing, because that's a Brambles thing, tennis. But for now, Djokovic is now the GOAT. So then for Nuggets win the NBA. So what? They were way better than Miami. Even the game Miami won, I thought it was really suspicious. And so Nuggets beat them. But I wanted to point out something. People talk about Michael Jordan's influence on the game of basketball. But I'm telling you, do you know who's the most influential person on the game of basketball? It's Steve Curry. Why Steve Curry?
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry. Steph Curry has created a kind of basketball that everybody's playing now. The kind of basketball is called 3-point basketball. And almost all teams, this is their preferred method of accumulating points in a hurry. And it's not as visually good for me, but if you ask me, this thing we're watching now we call basketball, it's Steph Curry created, you know. That style where your main offense is not the inside penetration or anything like that. It is the outside shot. In fact, the 3-point shot. And like, you know, on Primal, I already called for the elimination of that line, but people don't believe me. Tori Bowie died during pregnancy. And I'm saying, why are we only getting the news now? Why are we only getting the news now that Tori Bowie was pregnant and in labor when she died? You don't find it funny, Ken?
Yeah.
I find it quite funny that an American sprinter is noticeably, visibly pregnant. People know she was pregnant. When she died, I was hearing about suicide. I was hearing about drug overdose. I was hearing all kind of things. It happened to Flo Jo. It happened to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The truth is that if we had known the lady was pregnant, we would have known that probably she think that too many black women are dying in pregnancy. I smell a rat. Something going on. Are they trying to reduce the number of black people? Why are black people having such a high mortality rate compared to white folk? I don't see too much difference in a black person and why they died in pregnancy. It just seems strange. Last week, UFC, I saw the return of Oliveira. Oliveira was against Dariush. By the way, I predicted it. It's now become so normal that I predict these things without giving me congratulations. But Oliveira got Dariush in a chokehold and established himself as the big man. And I'm looking forward to the rematch between him and Israel Makachev in UFC. I think that's going to be a big one. Oliveira seems to have gotten back his mojo.
Makachev, same on the next level.
Yes. But so good points. But on the final note now, I saw Kane Watson go in his wallet and show me some crispy new bank notes. And I didn't know Kane had so much money, but these notes are really pretty. But is that enough? Is that the reason why the crowd down at Bank of Jamaica was so big? The crowd was so big down Bank of Jamaica when the new notes came out. The banking halls were full, the steps were full of people to see the new money. They don't know that the new money worked the same as the old money. I am very surprised. It's the biggest crowd I've seen of Jamaicans since Krispy Kreme was giving out free donuts. That's what it looked like. That's sports commentary. What say you?
Oh, God. Yeah, it's a big ball. I mean, have the box, Peter. Yeah. Call me Benzema.
WhatsApp line is now open, people. 1-876-552-7406. 1-876-552-7406.
That's via WhatsApp only. Feel free to call in.
I just got a text a while ago. Just got a text about same issue, voting, but this time it's about chess. And they're saying it is the same environment as table tennis. Is war going on in the chess? They have elections going on right this moment, and it's war within the whole voting process.
No.
So it's not unique to table. It's happening in football.
It happened in politics.
It's happening in parliament. It's not.
Parliament.
It's not. It's happening in tennis.
I mean,
with the last admin in lawn tennis here in Jamaica.
But what does this say of us as a society?
It's mentality, Richard. Mentality.
And no accountability.
Yeah, that's the
I
problem.
mean, you can do stuff and get away with it and keep getting away with it. And pushing back.
Yeah.
Who you want to put in football,
Same
GFF?
thing.
Oh,
Same thing.
I mean,
so
it's always a fight against who's a.
That's
power.
That's a one.
Power.
Maybe it's power. I think it's power, Peter.
Power.
Just
power.
Just the fact that you can say and do whatever you want to do. You know, you can. It's power. It's power.
Yeah.
It has to be power. 'Cause there's nothing really more to it than that.
I mean,
what is there in chess in terms of finances?
I mean, I think it's more lucrative than what meets the eye.
We think there's something behind.
There must be something that you can gain from.
Well,
And a plus, I mean, nothing wrong if you're gaining, but the sport has to grow, the sport has to thrive.
something happening.
The business of the sport has to be conducted in a fair manner. Just like how you could be running Atlantic Industrial. You could be the minister of sports. You could be running the Bank of Jamaica. Anywhere, you have to be running it in a professional manner where all players on the board are moving accordingly and moving to a bigger and better goal of improvement.
Of course.
Just even taking care of yourself. You want to improve each day, but
and even you want me to play national fine, right?
Yes.
Way back in the day.
You know, compete hard against each
I was
other.
like,
Yes.
But
I didn't do so well that tournament.
I don't think there's a problem with having an election process. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, you come and you compete against it and you move on.
Yes.
But it seems as if it's more. What? It's like people say, no, we're not supposed to have an election. We're not supposed. And I say, you have your elections and move on.
Yes.
Because it's in the.
I want to hear from each person.
Yes.
Who, as a candidate.
What
after you win the elections, you talk about unity. But these people want you to just go behind whoever is the leader and not have a contending voice. I want to hear everybody's opinion.
You have to have an election because it's a part of the Constitution.
It is.
Yeah, so
but you realize now that the two ladies are saying that the JTTA is an unconstitutional body.
So they're not.
They have gone past their constitutional limitations.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
And this is not the first time. And they're even considering running the elections on a on the present list without an audit. And the audit is very important to the Constitution.
Yeah, one because it's finances.
It's money.
It's money. Yeah.
And by the way, a lot of that funding that comes from SDF is based on the fact that you get to see how these people are spending your money. And I want to know, I run a business. I want to know what is the difficulty of maintaining books to make an audit easy. An audit should be easy, you know.
I want to defend in our yes, I understand them.
Please defend.
No. This is a lot of these volunteer organizations. We have to volunteer, and so at times, and well, let's just be specific to JTTA. I don't think they have enough bodies. They don't have enough people within the organization that is functioning, that is working. I think that's one of the biggest problems them have. So even in terms of communication, there's a lack of communication. They don't even have a GenSec really.
The JTTA doesn't have a GenSec?
No, what I'm saying, based on what the two ladies are saying, that Miss Sinclair, who's supposed to be, she's inactive. She's the GenSec, but she has been
Mr. Parham, that can't be an excuse. If your GenSec resigns,
No,
you
she
get
did not
another
resign.
one.
She said she did not resign.
Well, she's the GenSec.
What I'm saying, have you gotten any email or anything from this lady? I've never even seen her.
I don't know her.
I don't even know how she looks.
Yeah, I don't know her.
So
You
point,
as the national coach,
I don't know how
don't
she
know
looks.
the Gen Cycle.
I'm a host, okay. Yeah.
Well,
I don't know the Gen Cycle.
I'm the national champion, current national
And you
champion,
don't know the Gen
and I
Cycle.
don't know the Gen Cycle.
So the point is,
Although I'm
they don't
retired,
have
by the
enough
way.
people. They don't have enough. They don't have enough functioning people within the organization, and that's one of the biggest problems.
But coming into power, did they have these numbers and have these personnel?
As what me and Peter always say, let the people vote. The problem is you have a bag of people that come in to vote for us voting, and you don't see them anymore because they're not a part of the sport.
Peter actually said it in Latin. That is the part that.
So what happened now?
I was just showing off that I went to Teachfield High School.
If you go to an election, you're going to hit half of people and you don't know them. You know them, but you won't see them until the next election.
Yeah.
They're not active within the sport, and these are the people that are voting on our behalf.
But we pointed out to the president,
players
why
vote.
not let the people who play the sport, the registered players, vote? And he came up with a bag of reasons why they shouldn't vote. But what I would like to hear from him, what I'd like to hear from him is why should these people who have nothing to do with TT vote
on our behalf?
Yes.
On the coaches, the players' behalf.
Yes.
Why?
Who are they?
It's not logical. It's not logical.
And I want to know why I'm a player and you're a player. Why are our voices not important?
It has been that they're gonna say it has been this way for 40 years. So
I understand.
So let us continue doing the same thing from 1960 to now.
And if you notice, the administrators do not want a system that allows the players to vote. They want a system where they talk about affiliates. Who's the other affiliate?
You can imagine if, so for instance, the Reggae Boys, the 50-member squad, the 52-member squad vote who should be the president of JFL. Who you think would be the president?
No, footballers. I think footballers should vote for the president too. I think footballers should vote for the president.
If they voted, who would be the president of
JFL? It's a players. If I say a businessman can pump money and make me popular in the sport, I'm voting for him.
But that's my point.
You get me? Because you know it's going to benefit you. It's going to benefit the game that you play.
It must benefit.
You're going to have big prize money. You're going to have a lot of incentive. I will vote for that person.
Yes.
I'm not going to vote for you because you played and you're my friend. I'm going to vote for the person who can pump money in the sport.
Yes, because it needs money.
Because we're going to benefit.
But in each sport will have, some, I don't know. Even with, you hear the situation with the Reggae Girls and JFF? Well, let me quote.
Tell us.
Let me quote from one of the greatest honors for a footballer is to represent your national team. Qualify for a second World Cup is something most never imagined or thought possible for the Reggae Girls. At a time where we should be focused solely on preparing to compete on the world's largest stage, we are unfortunately compelled to express our utmost disappointment with the GFF. On multiple occasions, we have sat down with the Federation to respectfully express concerns resulting from a subpar planning, transportation, accommodations, training conditions, compensation, communication, nutrition, and accessibility to proper resources.
They have a lot of grosses though.
We have also showed up repeatedly without receiving contractual agreed upon compensation. We are told that all our requests and concerns will be resolved in a timely manner. Unfortunately, that time has expired, and once again, our questions go unanswered and our concerns unresolved.
Didn't they get rid of the coach a couple of months ago?
In recent,
the same people?
Yep. In recent months, due to extreme, in recent months, due to extreme disorganization of camp logistics, we have missed several official FIFA friendly matches. This is Reggae Girls ready preparing for
that, yes.
This will undoubtedly impact our preparation for Australia. The Reggae Girls consist of professional and collegiate footballers who are spread out across the world. To be left questioning whether a camp will even take place 2 or 3 days before the expected start is unprofessional and often unfairly prohibitive for some of our players. There is unwavering commitment from every player, coach, staff, and member of the Reggae Girls. We desire to perform our best to make Jamaica proud and to ensure a strong future for so many aspiring young Reggae Girls. We are consistently serving in multiple capacities, trying to overcome inadequate and often unacceptable circumstances while doing our best to meet the physical and mental demands of the sport we love so much. In concluding, we hope that by using our platforms to express the reality of our situation, our efforts will be reciprocated. We hope there will be immediate and systematic change within our federation and those in charge of protecting the integrity of women's football. Sincerely, the Reggae Girls.
Did you just put the word integrity with women's football?
That's what it is.
So you feel that women's football is actually like a big sport or something?
It is.
It is a sport.
It is for them. It is just me. It is growing.
I'm gonna watch the World Cup.
You would watch the Women's World Cup?
It is growing. It is, especially with the Reggae Girls in there. I mean, flying Jamaica flag high.
Listen.
But just to say, the administration...
They have pretty high standards, those women. You have to understand that women's football, from where I sit, is not on the league of men's football.
No, it isn't.
They're asking for some high grade administration kind of thing, and bully for them.
But even so, imagine qualifying for the highest thing possible and not being able to prepare for it. What is higher than a World Cup?
Even if the level is not high.
Women's World Cup is not particularly high.
No, but if it's not high though,
yes,
it is still an event.
Yes, it's an event.
So you have to organize yourself.
I agree. It is an event.
No, but even so, this would probably even happen if the Reggae boys qualify.
No, I refuse to believe that.
No, in terms of subpar planning. Don't you think there'll be subpar planning?
Remember last year what happened?
Don't you think there'll be subpar planning?
Gentlemen.
Don't you think there'll be
for every 100 people who view football at the senior level, men's football, we have probably 3 people who view women's football.
Yeah.
Right? And therefore, you can't blame the association if they give women 30% of the resources while the men get 70%.
Understand.
The women are still getting a proportionately higher level of attention than they command, and so on. So it's rich for the women to be asking about they need certain levels of camps and so on. They're not men's football.
But
it's women's football. It's not men's football.
Remember Lane Bailey?
I'm trying to explain to you, sir.
The Reggae boys had the same problem.
Same issue.
And for them, I came and I complained and I stood in solidarity with them.
No, but it's not a matter of...
It's not the same thing.
But it's not a matter of the teams and their level of play what they're playing. It's a matter of they're planning towards what they're an event or they're going to do. And then again, you made the commitment saying that you're going to do this and you're going to do this. You sit in a meeting and you say, all right, then we hear you out. All right, we're going to do this for you. We're going to do that for you. All right, I'm going to have this. But they're still going to do this.
No, I'm not saying.
But you're not doing it.
The women need proper administration. But what I'm saying is, does the chief of the Supreme Court deserve a good toilet in his chambers? Yes. It's not the same toilet that you put in Port Antonio or Swift River. So what I'm saying is, to each his own accord.
Okay.
But I'm saying, but if you are saying that you are going to come forth, do this and do that, and then at the required time you don't, and then you say, all right, we're going to do this, and you still don't.
All right. But remember, guys, I understand that. We're talking about standards. Yeah. And I'm saying to you, are we more forgiving of Hall Grimson than another person? If Whitmore had gone 5 matches without a loss or without a win, or even made an effort towards a win, wouldn't you be calling for Whitmore to go?
No, it all depends.
I didn't call for Whitmore to go. You did.
I did.
I know you did.
So maybe I have standards because I'm saying.
Remember, the coach is a broken system. The coach coming into, and he's trying to rebuild.
You see rebuilding going on?
I see indications of it. Yes.
This Gold Cup will show a lot, and the Gold Cup starting next week.
All right,
we play
Gold
USA
Cup,
next week.
After Gold Cup,
first match.
If we lose every match in Gold Cup, Hall Grimson have to go?
No, I think you have to give him more time. We're really in a bad state.
It's not football. How much more time you need? 90 minutes. How much more time you need?
We need more. I think he needs more time, Peter.
If he loses every match?
Yes. Got to go.
Gotta go.
All right.
Gotta go.
So I'm building a group.
Gotta
right
go.
Here. So one has become two.
If he loses every match, if he doesn't lose every match, then
continue. The problem
it can't be continued.
I'm holding you to some standard.
Because if players win and coaches lose, so if we lose every match,
man, I wanted to see Hall Grimson put the best 11 on the field every time Jamaica play.
Keep changing up.
I know. I wanted to see that, and I had my doubts about Hall Grimson when he did not pick Whisper for
Mexico.
Yes, I really lost faith from there. Maybe I'm too quick to judge. So I sit back and I waited to see what would happen, and he bring the man back in a Qatar, So what that show you? He's not as decisive as you think.
Yeah.
Right? He's not as decisive as you think. Because to my eye, I think that you would have quality. Yeah. So why was he not given a chance?
Well, it's obvious why. Every time him touch the ball.
Yeah, but why did Hallgrimson not see that?
Yes, yes.
Right. So all I'm saying is, if his O does not go soon, then he has to go.
You have to remember this too, you know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bad mind thing going on overall in sports, you know, in the administration. And you remember that Butler, anybody that's affiliated with Butler always have problems.
Do you think Butler getting a fight?
It's obvious. You know, it's obvious that they don't. They don't. It's
You don't remember our interviews with Butler over
No,
more than one, several interviews.
Of course, it's obvious, man. It's obvious. You know, they probably resent the fact that he's doing what he's doing and he's making it. You know, he's showing them how to make the system work.
You know, I go and cheer for the national team, and when
both women and men.
Men.
Both women and men. You have to support the reggae girls to Peter. Come on.
So maybe that was.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Prime Sports. Yeah. Tell you, the business of sports is very important. It's very important. It's also equally important as and reciprocates on the field of play.
It's the engine of the sport, you know. You need it.
But the primary administration is not in shambles like the chess and the table tennis.
No. You know, so we match out today. You know? Somebody messaged me a while ago saying that, we match out, we're in full yellow today, you know. Beaming,
National.
Yeah. For the summer. Mellow yellow. You know?
It's low national issues.
Yeah.
When it comes straight down the table tennis.
Yeah.
It's looking good.
Yeah, I mean.
But I think they'll just nail on the head when you say bad mind, a lot of bad mind. There's too much, too many rats can't be a good one. There are too many persons fighting to see who they want to have in power and not just one particular individual. There's no chemistry. And I think that is what is happening to table tennis right now. The present administrator don't want to leave. And I guess there are other persons fighting for him to stay. The ones who actually want to go in power can't get a voice, can't get to actually put what they want to put forward.
But people in power want to stay in power. People in power want to stay in power.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't even think Donald Trump wants to get back the presidency? Angelo stated last week that
from the get-go, what should have been done? If you don't have confidence, just put a vote out there, no confidence. Since you're going to write your election, and then you stall in the election once, you stall it twice, and then now at this point they're going to say, we're going to put forward a vote of no confidence because this guy's stalling. From the administration, it's going downhill. You're not seeing any progress. You're losing players.
But usually administrators think they can make amends and fix things.
Then vote of no confidence. Right now, the Jamaica coach has a vote of no confidence for me a long time.
Coach Al Grimson or Coach Del Parham?
Man.
Oh, Coach Al Grimson. Al Grimson. As Peter Sue make the call. Peter Sam Sue make the call for him get axed.
Wait, say you want to fire the coach already?
Why not?
Wow.
Nah.
Why not?
Give him a chance.
Wow. I've not heard about the Reggae Boys in such a long while. I was wondering if they were playing any form of football or anything.
So you don't think that the coach is doing any work in the background? Not at all? No.
I've not seen any progress.
Okay.
To be honest.
I agree.
Well, this Gold Cup will show a lot. We'll be watching the matches.
All over the place. If don't stick to a... going into a Gold Cup, which is 1 week away, we should be seeing who we are expecting to be a starting 11.
So like you guys need to get Zidane for the national coach.
Yeah, these are the men who have from the starting 11. I'm still unsure about my bench, but at least this is my core 11. You put my core 11 out there.
Zidane is available, you know. We can try and get Zidane to be the coach.
Move out players. You don't have a core 11 up to now. 1 week before the tournament,
That
you don't
is
have a core
correct,
11.
sir. That's my concern. I agree with you.
Yeah.
But even so, with the system and all these players all over the world playing and have contracts, it's hard to have a core 11. You can't have it on paper.
Every country in the world does it. Every country has
Look at it. England, they're now playing what? Nations League.
Mhm.
And Euros are going on right now. English League just finished a week ago.
Yeah.
And they have a core 11 already.
That's correct.
No, just for this tournament. That's what I'm saying. For this tournament, when all the players are on break now. But I'm talking during the system of all the leagues in the world.
And that excuse is not being used by Brazil.
No, but
Brazil and Argentina pull together a foreign core. 40-50%, 100% of Brazil team is foreign-based players.
No, not 100%. Yeah. But they have better structure. We are searching to find that structure. But
Grimson were a Jamaican, he would have been fighting.
I think this is the first true test. This Gold Cup. I'm not calling for him to be fired. No, but this.
Yes, we are.
Now this is the first true test, and after Gold Cup, I think we can have a better and more fair assessment of his tenure because he has given time to see who is who.
Nothing will change going into the Gold Cup.
No, I mean we're hoping. We only
So
can.
you guys don't think that the Qatar match is okay?
No. When are you going to decide? 3 days before?
After the Gold Cup, this is his chance. This is his first true test. What test he got before?
The Qatar match never showed a coordination from my point of view. I didn't see
as a new coach, every game you play is a test. Every game is where you want to progress from one game to the next game to the next game. You don't want to be at the same level, still trying to find solutions game after game after game. You should be progressing, so every game is a test. Gold Cup is where you want to put your head out there and say, okay, we want to win this tournament. Let's go out there and try. Right now, I feel like more go down to Mount Pleasant and ask Tapper for come back.
And you guys call on the show and ask for Tapper head. You know, ask Tapper head and then no one put back in Tapper. A fool he take the big man for.
But Tapper had to go.
Tapper didn't have to go. Tapper didn't have to go.
He took a step down and within 2 years he's a Premier League champion of Jamaica.
Remember those memorable
I think he learned something.
remember those memorable Gold Cup performances and matches under Tapper's tenure?
That was Tapper. But then again, remember what they said, there's a lot of bad mind in it. So when he want to choose a certain amount of player or a certain player.
This is Coach Halgrimson's first test. This is Coach Halgrimson's first test. All those matches were to figure out personnel and
after this Gold Cup.
This is his first test, and I say give him a chance, and we'll see how much we have progressed. Because everything in life is not an upward slope. You have to take the highs with the lows. And when do you get the highs? You can take all these lows, losing to Qatar, losing here, losing there. But this first test now, your heartbeat don't just go, it go down, it go up. Everything in life has highs and lows. So right now we're looking to get that high. Low now.
The Gold Cup has a high now.
We want to do high in the Gold Cup because this is a tournament that, hey, we want to perform in. So then after the Gold Cup, if we drop off again, so be it. And then we'll build up again to go to the World Cup. Everything is not. Hey, we're expecting the man to turn water into wine. You expect, huh? We're playing USA, Trinidad, and one more team to be announced.
Oh, well, we can.
And who has beaten us so far to that group?
Beaten us? What do you mean beaten us when?
Yeah. Because Trinidad came
we don't play.
Beat us on a very poor field.
As I said, you have to accept. You expect us to beat Trinidad every time?
Yes.
You have to accept the highs with the lows. And who played in that Trinidad match?
You feel Jamaica
who played in that Trinidad match? Leon Bailey, Mikel Antonio played in that match. Those guys are going to play in the Gold Cup. The man is trying to figure out a system, giving time.
Them properly right now, 1 week before.
I'm not saying.
I say after the Gold Cup we can assess
it. 3 days before major tournaments, we have these players coming together, and then we're trying to figure out which part in the field we're going to play them.
Hey, figure it out. Hey, that's what the coach is there for.
They're not integrated properly.
So who's going?
No problem. They look at we lose a caller.
Hello?
Yeah, but so they're playing Qatar like 2 weeks before the tournament. You should be able to have at least 7 of your core players them together, knowing that this is their position, this is how you want them to play. It's like we are taking a step forward with the new coach, but the things that we should be doing with the new coach, we're not doing them. We're going backwards.
All right, so
the same old thing
So fire the coach. Who is going to coach us in the Gold Cup if you fire the coach now?
I don't say fire now, but he has to go.
That don't make any. Where is he going to go? And who, when he goes, who's going?
All right, Carl.
I want to use the bathroom. Should I go now? I'm just checking. When should he go? I'm just saying. When should he go? At this time, we're praying for the Gold Cup. Coach Halgrimson is the coach, and we will go to assess it. And this is his true first test. You're talking about Qatar and losing to Trinidad over Mobile Complex. And you have to take the highs with the lows. And in sports, in life, you have to go up, you have to go down. So this is the time now for him to go up, and let us see if he can do that. So you can't expect. Come on, you guys are. You guys are.
Yeah, our first match is next week, Saturday.
Yeah.
So
Next week, I think it's after.
Carla. Thanks.
You hire and just fire people. Hire and just fire people. So you fire the coach. Who going go in now?
Alan say
Who?
you will find somebody.
Who? Top Coach Whitmore.
Possibly. you want me to tell you what Jamaica?
Probably sure they take Whitmore for.
Jamaica should be a cauldron. When somebody goes into coach Jamaica, he should know that they're all guns aiming at me. Jamaica.
It is a hot seat.
Jamaica must produce. We must have a hot seat.
Really and truly,
Yeah.
you know,
It
most
must be like pepper.
Yeah.
When you come to coach Jamaica, you should be afraid.
But
Be very afraid.
everything he was doing is basically preseason. Whether him win, lose or not, to me it's preseason. It starts now.
It's a long-term guarantee.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, Jamaica should be a place when a man comes to coach, you're free.
just like EPL and them leagues. You can't go
preseason.
down. You can't lose.
Yeah. But this is.
By the way, wasn't that Iraq or Iran? They shoot some man for coach team. That's what Jamaica should.
But I'm saying this is
Hot
a true.
seat.
It is a hot seat, and it'll get warm now. But this Gold Cup is the test. So I don't want to praise him after this Gold Cup, you know.
Yeah, Ken.
Because you never want to ride out. You never want to ride out the lows. But this is the first
when I
test.
watched the Qatar match, I said that this man don't win a match yet. I don't win a match yet, you know.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the pattern and I'm saying not even by penalty. Jamaica looks threatening.
But I agree when you said if he loses every match in this Gold Cup,
Yes.
he should what? Go.
Hot seat.
But give him time, and this is the time.
Yes.
Gold Cup, good test.
All right.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
Guys, you know that we actually.
Oh shoot, time is moving
Actually,
there.
out of time.
Yeah. Oh, we got Mount Pleasant for winning the Jamaican Premier League.
Yes.
Hopefully, I can get the CEO on next week.
listen
Look at that coach. You're gonna try to reach that coach.
Of a Mount
Top one.
Pleasant. Yeah.
The crowd at Sabina Park.
I saw it.
Mike is off.
This is the first time I've ever been to. Well, I was outside. I couldn't get in. So I turned back. But crowd,
Where?
spectators.
Sabina? I was
Park.
there.
Yes, I heard about
Yeah, I know
it.
you were there.
I was there. Oh, so I didn't invite
Yeah,
Peter.
man,
I heard
I was
that.
impressed
That was
with
a-
the
it was a
marketing,
serious
with the
crowd.
marketing
Yep.
of
Yes,
the-
yes,
Job
yes.
well done.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, man.
And
I was impressed.
next week we'll try to get the CEO of
A
the
lot
J-
of celebrities watch that.
JFL online
Yeah,
because
yeah.
to me it was a successful season, and and with the whole sponsorship and corporation and
Yeah, man, it was-
fans in the stands and
Yeah.
I mean
People outside won't get
Yeah.
in, can't get in.
I know it was
From
it was
dim dark
and
performing
at
to-
Sabina Park at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the atmosphere was electric. I was up in the VIP booth, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's where you deserve to be.
Yeah.
And you got
With the
there without
farmers,
you
yeah.
got there without any free Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
Guys, you know what, out of time. So I have to thank Hubert Lawrence, track and field analyst, Fabian Stewart, the president of the Hockey Association, Miss Knuckles, former council member of the JTT, and also Ingrid Graham, who's running for the president.
What about the player? We made a live connection to.
Oh, and Shamar Britton.
Congrats to him for qualifying
Yeah.
for the Pan Am Games table tennis.
And
Guyanese
congrats to the
athletes.
Guyanese Association for sending him.
Yeah.
You Jamaica wouldn't even send. nobody.
Yeah, Barbados top male athlete table
Yeah.
tennis
Knight.
Tyrese Knight also qualified for the
We
Pan
need
Am
to get
Games.
Tyrese on, and
Yeah.
we haven't called him in a while.
Yeah, and Ray and Chung, and I think Chelsea is probably on our way to qualify. Well,
I haven't heard about
she's got a
Chelsea
match
yet.
tomorrow.
She's
Yeah.
playing
Edge
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Yeah, so
I'm really
all the
excited
best
for
to the
my
English
neighbors.
Caribbean.
I'm really excited for them.
And
Yeah.
people that, you know, I grew up in and around the sport with.
Yes.
Some came after me, some were before me.
Yes,
but,
yes.
you know.
Yeah, so we want to thank all the listeners and viewers out there. And,
Fit FM.
Fit FM 96.7. Primal 4K, Facebook, Instagram,
YouTube.
you know, the World Wide Web.
High five.
You know, I'm your host.
all over.
I'm your host, Dale.
And I'm Kane the Shrub Watson.
And I'm the controversy boss.
So until next week, we see you again, same time, same place.
Up next, DJ Isla Bash. Big up and one love from the Primal Sports Desk.